Hello and welcome. Today we've got Foster Coulson, and today we are going to be discussing how Big Pharma owns your body and how they own the entire thing. They want to poison us. They want to profit from us. They want to keep us sick. They want us controlled. Now, just before we begin, you can subscribe to my Instagram channel at nicholas.veniamin, where you can follow all my daily news reels. Foster, thank you so much for joining me, sir. How are you and what have you been up to?
Nicholas, thanks for having me on today. It's a pleasure.
Absolutely. It's a great honor to have you here. And we're going to be discussing how corrupt Big Pharma is. And I know you're so invested into health. How did you get into it? How did you get into it in the beginning?
Yeah, so I feel like we all have a life pre 2020 and post 2020. Mine, I was very focused on environmental impact companies. I've been an entrepreneur my entire life. I've had some good successes, I've had some failures, and that's kind of taught me. When 2020 happened, it opened my eyes as to just the level of corruption around us. And I got to know a doctor at that time. His name was Dr. Vladimir Zelenko, and he was one of the ones early on that actually worked with President Trump with his protocol to help him heal from COVID. I got to know Dr. Vladimir Zelenko. I got to help him start his business, which was bringing his protocol of hydroxychloroquine and zinc to the world. And as I did that, I learned about just how corrupt the system is, how Big Pharma, like you said earlier, truly does own your body. They profit off you from the day you're born. They keep you in a perpetual state of sickness. And I looked at even the doctors around, and they're no better than Pez dispensers, again, for Big Pharma. They really are just drug vending machines, or drug dealers. And so I saw this problem, and being an entrepreneur and getting to know some really amazing doctors at the same time, Dr. Peter McCullough, Dr. Harvey Risch, we decided to start this company to challenge the status quo of healthcare. And that was the foundation of the wellness company, where we wanted to bring great doctors who actually will help you, who will actually treat you, who will treat you like an individual. We wanted to bring great products, natural products that can actually help you, and really build this alternative healthcare system to, guess what? Not profit off our sickness, trying to keep us healthy.
Absolutely. That sounds amazing. And I'm finding lots of people are waking up. And my question to you is, are doctors waking up too?
I think some are. I think everybody wakes up at their own time. And I think that the world is changing at a rapid pace. There's a huge credibility problem right now with the doctor-patient relationship. I think personally, it's one of the scariest times to get sick in history, because doctors aren't thinking for themselves. They're being told what to do with no data behind it, and they're listening. And for me, that's extremely scary. So it's been a challenge for us to find a group of really great doctors like we have that did challenge the status quo. They did challenge what the government was telling them. They did stand up, and they lost a tremendous amount from doing so. But those are the people that deserve to help you in your time of need.
Absolutely. I mean, we are not taught about nutrition and health in schools, and doctors are also not being taught to nutrition. They're being taught medicine, which medicine to treat you for which disease, instead of going to the root cause and learning about how vitamin C and D react to the body and magnesium and stuff like that. They never, teach us these things, and they're not even taught these things. Where where do we begin? Where does humanity begin? Where should they be learning these things?
And that's a very good point, because you look at who funds a lot of the schools that they go to, and a lot of these universities where they're going and learning as they're becoming doctors is funded by Big Pharma, right? They really have a grasp on the entire industry from start to finish. And they brainwash them that natural products can't help, right? That they have to only use pharmaceuticals. And I think that for us as a company, what we're trying to do is bridging that gap. How do we rebuild medicine so it meets at the corner of traditional and modern, right? So we can bring the best of the best together. And that's how you treat somebody. That's how you properly can treat somebody. And look, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical professional. I don't pretend to be. But I have really amazing team members around us that are helping build out these programs. And every week we have meetings and seminars with all of our doctors, a part of the company, talking about naturopathic medicine, talking about different protocols, different ways that we can treat people using kind of that natural balance that we have. And that's important. That's how you create real change. And that's what we're trying to build at the wellness company.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the wellness company. Who is it for? Is it for the elderly? Is it for young people? What is it that you do?
So I think everybody deserves to be in a better state of health. And that's really what we're focused on. So we have patients that are a broad range of ages and, of course, gender and ethnic background. We're truly trying to build something that can help everybody. Of course, we have a virtual care component. So if you do need to talk to a doctor and you want to talk to somebody that you can actually rely on and you can have a level of trust with, our doctors are there. If you want to look at different nutraceutical regimens or taking different supplements, what a lot of people don't understand is these big supplement companies, they're being bought out by big pharma. They're being bought out by big government. They're being bought out by private equity and venture capital. And who actually owns these companies? And so it's really important that people are critically thinking about this now. Who do they want to support? How? What are these companies all about? Who actually owns these companies? Who's behind the veil? And what's in these products? Because there's a tremendous amount of products out there, Nicholas, that actually are full of pesticides. They're not exactly what they say they are. So even when you think you're taking something that could be really beneficial for your body, it could be full of harmful chemicals and pesticides. And you just don't know. As companies get more aggressive to try and cut costs, what do? They go to cheaper materials, raw material, that therefore can have more negative impacts on you. And then guess what? If you get sick from it, then Big Pharma is right there, who owns the entire supply chain to go kind of backfill with the drugs that they need to give you. So I think in this day and age that we live in, it's really important to know the companies you're working with and be thoughtful about who you're supporting. We as the wellness company, every penny goes back into trying to build this parallel system. We just signed a $6 million deal with Rumble. I believe it's one of the largest that has been signed with them to support all of their creators. We're working with a tremendous amount of conservative influencers and media outlets and conservative media outlets. Remember, all of these people lost a lot of their income streams when they came out to talk about what was going on in the world and to talk truth. And they lost what they were earning. And so we're able to backfill that, and we're doing it through the support of our customers. And as our customers are supporting us through our products and services, we push that right back into this parallel economy, helping everybody around us actually create a life post-COVID, post-pandemic, post-people trying to control what's put in our bodies and control us by fear.
Absolutely. Now, you mentioned earlier that Big Pharma likes to buy up supplements. Now, apart from them making a bigger profit, of course, that's their agenda. What other agendas do they have? What do they, infiltrate these supplements with their own ingredients to poison us like they do with the chemtrails? Would you like to explain that for me, please?
It's a good question. Something that I'm not sure any of us outsiders will ever know the answer to. But I think the worst thing I do believe that they do is they do keep us in a perpetual state of sickness from the day we're born until the day we die, to profit off us, to own our bodies. And there are a tremendous amount of examples about that, because the only way they make money is keeping us sick.
Absolutely. No, of course, they love to keep us sick. And of course, they always want to increase the tax bill, which is also making us sick because it's suppressing us. It's making us ill, mentally ill, and they want to control us. And I don't know what the obsession is. I have no idea. Now, you mentioned that you offer a one-to-one, consultation, or a doctor, if you like, who is very well informed with what's going on. Why don't you tell us a bit about this type of, sessions that you have with individuals and their doctors?
Yeah. So, I mean, we try not to put a limit on how much time you need to speak with a doctor. So we have, of course, different cost-effective pricing options for how long you need to speak to somebody. It is important that I think the doctor can build a relationship with you, and just having that confidence that when you're speaking to somebody, they do have weekly training. They are up to speed on the latest protocols, the latest products, uh, different ways you can help your body, bridging that kind of pharmaceutical, nutraceutical gap. And so I think our doctors have been really great for so many people, because in a world where you can't trust who you're talking to still, because you don't actually know, who you could rely on based on the decisions they've recently made. At least we bring a level of confidence. We have a really great, credible chief medical team, again, that has the likes of Dr. Peter McCullough, Dr. Harvey Risch, Dr. Drew Pinsky. And we're bringing more and more really amazing team members in to help lead this company, help lead our medical practice and all of our doctors, to make sure that you're always getting really great advice that's as tailored to you as possible. Because you're not just, everybody's not the same. We're all different. We all need different things. It's not one size fits all. And so it's important that our doctors work with you in all the capacity they have, to try and really understand the root cause of what you're dealing with, to treat you the right way.
Now, in respect to the doctors you work with, what's their general take with chemotherapy?
Well, that's a good question. We have some doctors that have specialized as radiologists. I think there's a lot of mixed messaging right now on, is it good, is it bad, does it work, does it not? Are there natural products that can help, or natural solutions, or natural treatments? It's definitely a big focus of ours, a big focus of mine. I believe that I believe in immune oncology. I believe that your immune system can help fight some of these things going on in your body. And I am investing in biotech companies that are focused on immune oncology, because I do believe that that is the future. And there's some great research going on right now, but it really is. I think it's a new world we're going into, where there's so much newer technology coming out that is going to hopefully really positively affect people who are dealing with various types of cancers.
In a positive way?
Hopefully, mostly in a positive way.
Okay. That's the intent. You're saying that there will be hopefully technology that would help get rid of cancers, because I think that I think we've been suppressed by, hidden technologies. I think just like the man who created a car that could be run on water was killed, and they would be doing the same for those who are, curing diseases, because the cancer is $1 billion company. And so if we can eliminate that, we would take tremendous amounts of funds away from big pharma. Let's talk about the med kits. I know that you were saying, we spoke about this previously to the interview about the med kits. What's included in this, and what is it for?
Yeah, so I'm a firm believer. So I don't play in this whole fear narrative, but I believe in being prepared. And do I believe that there is another pandemic at some point they're going to push down the pipeline to try and further control us? I do. I'm one of those people. I believe it's all fear, and I believe it's all for control. And so what's really important is, we saw during COVID so many life-saving medications. Look at hydroxychloroquine, for example. It was shown to work. It helped the president of the United States. And then just like that, it was taken off the shelf, and it was hard to get. It was almost impossible to get. And so as a company, I think we need to fight fear with solutions, especially because we have our doctors. So we started coming out with these really amazing medical preparedness kits that do have life-saving pharmaceuticals. They do have things like amoxicillin, doxycycline, ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, nebulizer, budesonide. So we have some really amazing products that have been shown that they can be life-saving in various instances, I think, like we faced during COVID. And so for us to have that preparedness, so you have that confidence at home, if there's another issue, you don't need to worry. Not only do you have one of these prep kits that have these life-saving drugs in them, you can also consult with one of our doctors to talk about it, to walk through it, and really be prepared to take your health and the control of your health in your own hands. because I do believe that we all deserve to have health sovereignty. I do believe we don't need to live in fear that we can't get a pharmaceutical or we can't get a drug. And so it's just about preparing ourselves for the fact that if this happens again, I'm not going to live in fear. I'm going to live in the fact that I'm prepared. I have what I need. I have the infrastructure that I need. I have the products that I need. I have the antibiotics that I need. And I'm in control of my health and my life. I'm not going to let the government try and take control of that back.
I think it's important to actually take full responsibility of your health and everything, instead of relying on the government, like what you're saying. And I always say, if you have a nice piece of jewelry, you want to insure that piece of jewelry, not because we want it stolen or anything bad happening to us, but because we need to have precaution in everything that we're doing. And that's what you're saying. Am I right?
And let me tell you, Nicholas, what is the most precious resource in life? What's the most precious? What is the most precious resource in life?
Your health.
Time. Exactly.
Or time, yeah.
And so I think as we look at the time that we have on this earth is limited. And so making sure that you can be the healthiest version of yourself, it's critical. And so I think what we've tried to do with these kits is if you have a concern or you have something, you have access to it at home. You don't need to hope you can go to a pharmacy that might or might not give it to you because of what the government instructs them to do. And I think having that peace of mind, I think that is critically important in this day and age.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, can you tell me a little bit about what's included in the kits, please?
Yeah, so we have two different kits. We have a kit that is more of it's called our contagion kit. And it has things like nebulizer, it has budesonide, it has hydroxychloroquine, it has ivermectin. We have a generic med kit as well. And it has things like amoxicillin, doxycycline, ivermectin. And you can go and go to our website at twc.health, and you can go and have a look at our kits and everything that's in them. And we have booklets as well that we've actually built out with our doctors of how each one of these medications work, along with being able to consult with one of our physicians on it. And it really helps bring, I think, that level of confidence that you have what you need in your home in order to stay healthy. And we have new versions coming out too. We have a travel kit coming out based on continent. We have some other versions of them coming out too, because I believe that in this world, what we see now is being prepared is everything. And I know most people probably don't want to get caught flat-footed for when they try and have some sort of other fear-demic or fear pandemic or planned event like 2020 was.
Absolutely. It's very interesting. Well, Foster, Coulson, thank you so much for joining me today. I will be leaving the link in the description if you could send me one so I could share with the viewers. Thank you. Is there anything else that you'd like to say to the viewers before we finish?
We couldn't do what we do without our customers and our supporters and our patients. And we've been able to grow. We've been able to grow extremely quickly. We do reinvest every penny back into this business because that's what it takes to build this parallel healthcare system. Our team works 7 days a week, 24 hours a day in order to make sure that we are living up to the ambitious goals that we have set. And so again, supporting us, we couldn't do it without our customers, and it means so much. And again, yourself as well, having us come on and being able to talk about what we're doing and being able to talk about these problems. Most importantly, that there are solutions and there are people and companies standing up to fight back against this tyranny that's happened. So again, Nicholas, I really appreciate you having me on and letting me talk to you about what we're doing and how we're doing it.
Absolutely. Well, I'm honored. Thank you very much, Foster, and we'll speak again very soon. You take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks.